have a very important topic that most people actually feel like a challenge, and I believe that we are going to be able to do justice to it today. So we are discussing the topic starting the right way. Yes, starting the right way. Okay. When it comes to you, I don't know what comes to your mind when you hear starting the right way. So, but what it means to me is that there is actually a wrong way to start, and then when we are talking about starting out anything, you want to start a business, you want to start up a career, you want to start up a writing project or whatever project, you want to start up a relationship, you want to start up anything that you want to start with a goal of what you want to achieve. There's a right way to start, of which if you start the wrong way, it can jeopardize and affect the how do I put it, the goal that you want to achieve, what you have in mind that you set out to achieve. If you don't start right, you will not achieve that purpose. Okay, what do I mean? There are many people, because they didn't get to start the right way, it's either that they get exhausted on the way, you understand, they don't get to finish and get the result, or they go astray and get the wrong result, or they collapse. Do you understand? Many things, negative consequences. Like I said, I usually tell people that some people usually say something. They say that the end of a thing is what matters more than the beginning thereof. Maybe, but I tell you today that the beginning, I mean the way you begin, how you start out, has like 80 to 70% contribution to how well you end. So that is why before you start, even Lord Jesus Christ gave us a very good advice on starting. He said that before you start up anything, you should first count the costs, so that you not just start up something and then you get halfway, you run out, I get in me, and then you are not able to finish it, and it brings shame, because it's shameful to you and to every other people that are expecting that you succeed, and then it gives joy. How do I put it? It gives pride to the people that are actually there that know that you will fail. They become excited. So that's why you need to start out right. Now, I'm going to give us some guidelines on how to start the right way. What is the right way to start to ensure that you actually achieve that goal? Yes, to achieve that desired results that you set out for. Okay, number one thing I usually recommend for people before you start any endeavor, be it relationship, be it business, be it a project, whatever it is you want to start, I recommend, based on the philosophy of system, the first thing you need to do is the separation principle. Separate from. Most of the people that I've ever seen that have succeeded in life, they are people of separation. When I mean separation, you separate out, separate from. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining me. So what are you separating from? You are separating from people, you are separating from habits, you are separating from environment, you are separating from things that are going to be a source of how do I put it, I will not really call it distraction, I'll call it confusion. It will cloud your judgment about what you actually want to do. For instance, if you are having in mind, I want to start this business, I want to start this relationship, I want to start this project or whatever, many things are in your mind that are telling you, because in human mind, how do I put it? Many things speak to you. Do you understand? We have your mind, you have your intuition, you have your emotions. Are you getting me? You even have ideas that are brought in by other people. Every of all these things are a source of, I call it confusion. It will make you are not really sure of what is actually the right thing to do. Yes, some people say do this one, don't do this one, no, do this one. Mr. B is doing this one. Many suggestions that might lead you astray and make you to get it wrong. And because you want to be sure, because the truth is, I think I said something. I said that achieving, you might be right and fail. You might be good and fail. But you cannot be truthful, as in you cannot be true and fail. Please remark this line. I said you can be right and fail. You can be good and fail, but you cannot be true and fail. So the essence of separation is to achieve truth, is for you to be in symmetrical alignment with the essence of your being, to be in a state of truth. So when you are being true, are you getting me? You get the accurate, what I call it, information or knowledge about that thing you want to do. You get what I'm saying here? You want to start a business, separate. That's what I'm trying to say. Take time out. What most people do, usually Christians, but the actually what I teach philosophy. I'm not teaching you Christianity. So, but generally, what most Christians do is that they first try to separate themselves in a place of prayer. So it's still the same principle. You separate, you cut out from people, cut out from things that is infiltrating your mind and making you not certain about what you actually want to do, so that you can hear yourself clearly, so that you can hear the audibility of the truth that is inside your soul and your spirit. Very important, because once you enter the wrong thing from the beginning is failure. Yes, once you start the wrong thing from the beginning is failure. So separate from, that's the first thing. Yes, that's the first thing I recommend. Okay, number 2, when you separate from, the next thing that you need to do is that you need to separate onto. Okay, separate from is to get out of, just like they told Abraham, get out of your father's house, of your mother's house, of everywhere. Now you need to separate yourself onto something. Okay, how do I put it now? Okay, you are separating from some things that are kind of distraction, are you getting me, that are corrupting and infiltrating the audibility of the voice, do you understand, of truth that is inside of you. Now you have separated from, you now need to separate yourself onto, that is taking yourself to the things that will now amplify the audibility, do you understand, visibility and authenticity of the truth that is inside of you. So let me say you are having your mind is telling you this relationship, okay, I'm not really sure. You have separated yourself, but now you have not yet still been sure. Are you getting me? You are no more hearing the voice of every other things or people or emotions that are confusing you now. You now want to be sure. Should I start this relationship? I'm using the relationship as an example. It could be business, it could be any other project. What are you supposed to separate yourself onto that will now amplify the voice of the truth that is inside of you? You need to start reading books, studying about that particular area that you want to make decision on. I hope I'm making sense. So you want to start a relationship, you want to start up a career, are you getting me? You want to do anything that you want to start up. You are separated from. The next thing you are separating onto, you are attaching yourself to the things that will help to give clarity. Separate yourself onto some important trainings in that aspect. Separate yourself onto some important mentorship that will give clarity in that area. Separate yourself onto, do you understand, some kind of studies. That is what before you start. We are talking about starting the right way. You separate yourself onto the right mentorship. You separate yourself onto the right study in line with that area. Do you understand why? So that I can get clarity and certainty that okay, I'm certain that I will move in this direction. Yes, very, very important. That's separating yourself onto. So when you have separated yourself from, you now separate yourself onto. So the next thing, which is what Jesus Christ recommended that you do, okay, is okay, no, not that one yet. The next thing that you need to do when you have now been able to separate yourself onto, because during the period of being separated onto, you have cut out of all these other ones, you are now glued to the ones that will help to amplify the voice. You will get to the level where you have gotten what we call certainty, and then you have gotten what I call a revelation. A revelational truth and knowledge about what you want to do, and that's where you develop what you call the vision. You have established the purpose and the vision. So at this stage, before you start, you need to develop your vision. Are you getting me? Your vision, and establish your purpose based on the revelation of the truths that you have gotten on the second stage. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Very, very critical. I'm sorry, everywhere is already getting dark, so you can see because I'm outside. Okay, so that's it. You need to develop that vision. What is the end state that you visualize, you understand, about this project or about this relationship or about this business? What do you see as the end state of how reality, of how things will change in life because of you getting into this thing and achieving it? What will change for the better in reality? That's your vision, basically. What do you see? What do you picture about how the life of people will change for the better because you entered, or because you start up this relationship, or because you start up this marriage, or because you start up this project, or because you start up this course? Are you getting me? That is, you need that to be established, your vision, your purpose, and it is based on the revelation of the truths. That is the base upon your conviction about entering into this thing you want to start. Very critical. You know, this thing I'm saying, you will not learn it in school. So this is the things that you need to put in place before you start. You don't just start anything anyhow. Because once you start wrongly, it's a recipe for failure. Yes, if you don't start correctly, you know you fail. Then the next thing, okay, I think there's lights here now. Okay, so the next thing that you need to do after you have been able to establish your vision, are you getting me? And then your mission. Your vision talks about the picture, do you understand, of how life is transformed, the change that will happen because of your entering into that project or starting up that thing and achieving your goal of starting it, how life will improve. So that's your vision. So your mission is actually what it will take you, talking about the major strategy, the major calls of action that you are going to be taking, do you understand, towards achieving it. This is my mission. My mission is to teach, to preach, to do this one towards achieving the vision. Are you getting me here? So you establish your mission, your vision, and your purpose based on what I told you, the revelation of the truth, which form the base of your conviction for you to enter that thing. Then the next, based on what Jesus Christ taught us, he said that before you start anything, you should count the cost. There's what they call, will I call it budgeting? Are you getting me? Like how do I put it now? Like an estimate. And usually people that are wise, if you want to estimate, especially when you are not really sure, if you want to estimate, you estimate higher. I want to give you an instance. Let me say on a normal day, phone is among what you want to use for your project. Are you getting me? You want to go into a writing project. I'm giving you an example. You need biro, you need book, you need printer, you need computer, you need are you getting me? Fuel, generator, whatever. Just list out everything that you think. And most of the time you also get idea of what is based on mentorship, because your mentor would help you to know what you want to do involve with reference to your vision, because it's from your vision. Your vision shows you a picture of how things will be. It's just like you want to build a house. Are you getting me? You have a vision to build a house. You have pictured it. This is how the house is going to be. Your mentor, do you understand? In that second stage, separating onto is going to help you to understand what it will cost to build this kind of house. It will give you a rough estimate. Are you getting me? So at this stage, when you have established your vision, you should have a rough estimate of what the materials to get that project started and completed will cost. So like I was saying, if it's going to cost phone, if it's going to cost biro, if it's going to cost paper and all that, if in the market the biro is cost 500 naira, write 1,000. Do you understand? If the phone is going to cost 300, write 700. Are you getting me? If the everything that you are going to need for it, whatever is going to cost, I'm trying to say that you should write, you should estimate or put into a budget times 2 of that thing. Do you understand what I'm saying? Very critical before you start. This thing I'm saying is very important. Some people don't used to put it into consideration, and when you start out without it, you cannot finish. You can't finish. You want to enter marriage, you're supposed to prepare in your mind that this is what I'm expecting. Are you getting me? This is what it will cost me. Then you prepare. When we are talking about how do I put it? It's a thing of the mind, basically. We are not saying that you should have every of all these things, materials, physically available. Are you getting me? Talking about financially and otherwise, you may not have anything, but you should prepare it in your mind, so that once your mind is prepared that okay, this is what it will cost me to start and finish this thing, even though I don't have everything now, but based on the, how do I put it, your mind is at peace that okay, I already know before I started that this is what I will face, or these are the things that will come out on the way. So when those things start coming out, you are already prepared in your mind to face it and navigate it, and it will not stop you. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? This is critical. Many people don't consider this thing in starting up, and it frustrates many people projects. It frustrates their investments. It frustrates their marriage. It frustrates because they were coming in expecting less, or expecting that okay, it will not cost as much as this. It will not cost me this level of time. It will not cost me this level of sacrifice. It will not cost me this level of commitment. It will not cost me this level of money. It will not cost me, are you getting me, this level of denial of other relationship with people. They didn't expect it. You get, and they didn't prepare their mind for it. So when they entered, when this thing came up, it became a problem, and it shattered them, and they could not, do you understand, achieve their purpose. So it is very critical that you have an estimate of what it will cost. So if you have an estimate of what it will cost, then you also need to have an estimate of what you have on ground. Very important before you start. I'm saying before you start. Okay, for instance, you want to get married. I'm giving you an example. What do you have? I'm not talking about financially now. What do you have? What are the characteristics? What are the values that you possess? What is the vision demanding of you that you should possess? You have only 20% of it. Okay. The person that you want to marry or go into relationship with, how many does she have? She have only 10%. What you people want to achieve is 100% for the vision to be actualized. So it's remaining 70%. So then you know, okay, this thing we need 100% from us, but we already have only 30%. You people have made us as in arrange your mind, so there's not going to be any quarrel or blame on anybody that know, okay, this is what we signed for. The only thing you people will be looking out for now, how do we get the other 70%? You now develop a plan on how to source the other things which you people are lacking, which the vision is requiring that you people should have to achieve it. Am I making sense? Please, this is very critical. Nobody will teach you this thing in school. So you make sure that you have this thing already on ground. Have a cost analysis about the vision, what you want to achieve, that thing you want to start, what it will cost, what it will require of which, what it will take from you for it to be achieved. That's what I'm saying. Then have your estimate of what you already have, then minus it and know what is still remaining that you don't have, and have a plan on how to source it on the way. So I'm not saying that you will wait until you get a no. You have in your mind that, okay, this is the things that we are lacking. Then your mind will be focused as you enter the journey to make sure you are deliberate and intentional about sourcing those areas that you people don't have, so that you can be able to cover up as you are going, so that you will not be stranded on the way. Do you understand? And then you'll be able to effectively utilize the one that you already have. Okay, so the next thing is let me see. The next point is which is like what I said, saturate yourself with the contents. Yes, to the contents to gain stature, stamina and substance, which is what I just explained. So since you have already known what you should expect, the next thing is to start sourcing it. It's true. You fill up yourself with the contents. You understand? To become the person, to have, how do I put it, to have enough of the currency of value for which you can exchange for a vision to be delivered to you. Vision said you should have patience, you should have tolerance, you should have intelligence, you should have creativity, you should have every of all these virtues. You don't have it complete. You have few. Your wife have few. To achieve your vision for the marriage, you people should go and get it. That's what I'm talking about, content. When you get it and you are now filled, do you understand what I'm saying? To be able to trade in exchange for the vision to be delivered. So the next stage is to source it. That's which I believe I just explained. Source it via training, source it via study, source it via practice, via dedication. Every of the work at this point is the work of what they call self-development. Basically, you start developing yourself, you start exercising, you start working on yourself to build the capacity that vision or that project requires before you start. Some people are not getting the point. This is what you need to do before you start. People don't just open church. You don't just start ministry. You don't just start business. No, you need to equip yourself. So at this stage, you say you equip yourself, build capacity, develop yourself, because you have checked this is what the vision is expecting of me. I don't have it enough. How can I get it? You go to the places, do the studies, engage in that will help you to build the level of stature. Training basically is critical. Training, education, exposure. Do you understand? Able to build that capacity. And then finally, which is not the least, the last, which is not the least. They have to up the lights here. The last, which is not the least, that I recommend that people do before they actually. Okay, sorry. Sorry. So the last one, like I said, before we call it a wrap up, is so I'm trying to get a place where maybe we can see lighting. Okay. So finally, the last one that we are looking at is before you actually start up anything, is still related to what we have been talking about. You should be committed to practice platforms. When you have seen that, I want to give you an example. You have finished you want to go into marriage or relationship, you have done every of all these things, then it is now time to start going on dates. Do you understand what I mean? Practice platforms. You want to start up a ministry, you have a vision to have a great ministry, you have done separation from, you have separated yourself onto, you have gotten your vision and your mission that is based on the revelation of the truth that your conviction came from, that this is the right thing for you to do. You have now saturated and developed your content inside of you. You understand the values and the virtues that you can use to trade or buy that vision into reality. You have now developed yourself to that level. The next stage is as in expression. You need a platform to express. If it's marriage, you need a relationship or a dating platform to start expressing yourself. Right? If it's book that you want to write, you need to get into platforms that you can start writing. Do you understand? Not your own book or for other people. You can be writing articles, okay? Sorry, I think it's the space on my phone is actually the one that is interrupting this whole thing. So start to practice. That's what I'm trying to say. Get to work, as in practice. You are into healing ministry. You have gotten the vision and all that. You have developed a stature. Then the next stage is platform. Join other people's ministry that are into healing. Whatever that will give you a platform to start to practice and express what is already inside of you. That stage is where you are. Then you do it and do it and do it and get level of, how do I put it, confidence. Very important. The level of boldness, the level of how do I put it, charisma. Do you understand? That is needed to confront anything when you start your own. So after this stage, then it's time for you to launch. It's time for you to launch your marriage, your ministry, your business, your whatever. If you have followed every of all these stages, please, I need to run it down again. The right way to start that will ensure that you are successful. Separation from, separation onto, revelation of the vision and the mission, counting the cost and having like a budget estimate, saturation of content to gain stature, stamina and substance, commitment to practice platforms, then the launch. So I believe that we have been able to get something. Try to put it into practice. Try to meditate on every of all these things. And I'm available for every of your questions. Now, I don't want you to miss out on something. Very soon, we're about to launch our new school program. And the new school program is not your regular program. We are going to be focusing on teaching you fundamental virtues and establishing a mentorship system that can help you to achieve the best of who you are and the vision and the purpose for you are created. Our philosophy of education is that people should be able to focus on their purpose and be able to establish careers and businesses in line with their natural abilities and be able to establish impactful legacy in life. Do you understand? So that's what new school is about, and I don't want you guys to miss it. It's already power packed. Just expect it, look out for it on the platform, as we are going to start putting out adverts as soon as possible. And so with that, we have come to the end of tonight's episode of Thrive Moments. I believe that we got value from it. Please, if you have questions, contributions, suggestions, criticisms, or whatever, please drop it down in the comment section and I'll be available to answer to you. Yeah, so with this, we have come to the end of today's show episode of Thrive Moment. Till I come your way again, same time, same platform next week. I remain your humble host, Chinidu Anyako, the philosopher. From me to you now, it's good night. Have a peaceful